So you've decided that you want to become a content creator, right? You kind of know what topic you want to talk about, but you're not quite sure. But you know, you want to build your digital empire and you want to get paid by doing it, right? There are 8 things that you must pay attention to. And today we're going to talk about the most important one. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm Shaniqua Dupree, also known as the Creators Consultant, and this is Launching with Purpose TV, where I help you to build your digital empire. So today I want to introduce you guys to a new series that I'm doing here on my channel called Profitable on Purpose. Now this series is based 100% off of my book, I Am Profitable. The reason that I'm basing it off of my book is because my book is literally the foundation to anybody building an online empire, their own digital empire. And it's things that you must pay attention to. I just want to make sure that as we continue to go forward, you won't be asking questions that are already addressed, right? Or that needs to be addressed before you start to implement the things I'm going to be talking about in the future. So it's super vital that what I'm teaching you in these next 3-4 videos, you actually implement, you actually take the time to review, you actually look at yourself, because it's going to be getting into some introspective things, not just external things, okay? Now I do want to add that if you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you go ahead and do so and turn on the notification bell so you know when all of my videos drop. So when you are trying to build your digital empire, the very first thing that I recommend that you pay attention to is understanding what your niche is. And okay, yeah, we talk about niche all the time, but let's talk about niche a little bit deeper, okay? The niche that I recommend that everybody who is starting out as a content creator brand new, they need to focus on their experiences. What do they already know? What have they already gone through? The reason that you want to focus on the experience is because when you're telling somebody about your stories, it's more believable. When you're explaining things, it's easier to explain. When you are trying to create more content, you don't have to just make something up or go and do Google research, although that's not, a problem. But you already know, you already have the experience of going through these things. Your experience gives you the confidence, okay? The confidence to move forward, the confidence to keep going, to be consistent. And so it's very important to understand the value of your experiences. Remember, my book is called I Am Profitable, a guide to discovering how you can turn your experiences into multiple income streams. You have to understand first, what is the value of my experiences? In my book, I talk about super simple things. For example, you graduated high school before. You can teach somebody else how to graduate from high school. Whether you're sending encouragement, whether you're like, hey, this is how you take a test, whatever it is, you have the experience of graduating high school. All you have to do is take that experience, take what you know, and teach somebody else how to do it. Help somebody else to get through that very same process. And so once you can help somebody else to get through a process, then you are beginning to understand the value of that experience, okay? So for another example, super simple, you have a resume, you go apply for a job. On your resume, they need to see certain things so that they're hiring the right person so you can get paid the right amount, okay, for that company. And so you're showing up as having valuable experiences on your resume for this specific job. It's the same exact way for content creation. And another thing about your experience is that you provide the most impact. You provide the absolute most impact once you start to use your experiences to help other people. What do I mean by impact? A lot of people go through a lot of stuff, and what you go through is most definitely something that can help somebody else to get through whatever they're about to go through, whatever they're going through, or whatever they have gone through. And so you're now able to ask the questions, well, okay, I have these experiences, but what am I most knowledgeable at in regard to these experiences? So once you finally understand your experiences and how it can help somebody else, the number 2 thing that you must pay attention to is knowing your profit blockers. There are 4 types of profit blockers. Number 1 is your mindset, how you actually think. If your mindset is not conducive to increasing your income, helping other people, then baby, this ain't gonna work. This just isn't gonna work. You have to shift your mindset. You have to shift the way that you think, the way that you see everything. Now, the second thing is your identity, how you actually identify yourself. How do you actually see yourself and why? Now, that question why is one of the most important questions to ask yourself in this instance, because you are the one who determines how you see you, okay? Nobody else can determine how you see yourself. When you are at home by yourself, you're laying in your bed, it's just you dealing with yourself, you and God, okay? That's it. So if you don't see yourself as being successful, if you don't see yourself as worthy of having certain things, then nobody else is going to see it too or either. And it's going to be very hard to convince them that you are who you say that you are. So if you have any identity issues, make sure you address it as soon as possible. Now, number 3 is a super common profit blocker to a lot of us, and that is your environment. A lot of us, we want to say, oh, well, I'm not living in the best place. I live on the worst part of town. I don't have people around me to support me. Everybody around me is negative. Like, we have all of these excuses coming from our environment. But if we look back at the 2 prior things that I just spoke about, which is your identity, how you identify yourself, and your mindset, right? We'll understand that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my environment says. How do I see myself? How do I identify myself? Those are the things that will set you up. If those 2, if they're in order, your environment won't even matter, okay? And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, because it absolutely is not. But when we're trying to build anything, especially a spot online, our own digital real estate online, and then make it profitable on top of that, we don't even really have to think about the people who we're around right now. We can literally create our own space online and help people, or get ourselves encouraged by following people who are doing the things that are similar to what we're doing, which is something I highly recommend you guys do. And the last thing here is your speech. How are you speaking? Are you saying things that is not conducive to your success? If you are doing all that stuff, if you keep saying, well, I can't do this video because I don't have time, or somebody took this or somebody took that, then friend, most likely won't ever get done, and you will never have a profitable digital empire, okay? You must change the way that you speak. You have to speak life over your situations. You have to speak and even think. You have to think bigger. You have to speak bigger. Affirmations. I am profitable is an affirmation in itself. And if that's something that you have to keep telling yourself, even though your environment isn't that great, even though your mindset isn't really where you want it to be, even though you still have these identity issues, you can speak. That's something that you can actually change today, right now, at any point in time, is saying the right things out of your mouth, okay? And stopping the wrong things from coming out of your mouth. Does that make sense? I really hope this is helping you. So just a quick recap, the first 2 things that you need to pay attention to in regards to building your digital empire the right way, laying the foundation, is your experiences and understanding which one of those are actually valuable, which one of your experiences are profitable, what can you actually talk about, what is your niche. And then the next thing is understanding what your profit blockers are, and the 4 things that you need to make sure you understand and pay attention to identify what those profit blockers might be, which is your mindset, which is your speech, which is your environment, which is your identity. It's very important that you just pay attention to them and understand, okay, this is starting to make sense, because I want to build something successful, but it's hard to reach success when we're standing in our own way. So make sure you address those things accordingly. Now, out of everything that I talked about in today's video, I want to know what stood out the most to you. Let me know in the comments. Now, if you like this video and you feel that it's actually helping you out, make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe and turn your notification bell on to be notified when the next video comes out. All right, friends, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Launching with Purpose, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.